Hello, everyone. And it has been a while, so even though it is a bit belated, but still all best wishes for this 2023. And may it help you deepen your spiritual journey and your spiritual insights and experiences. Today's topic, the heartbeat of the soul. Bit popular topic. Some book titles are like that. But we would like to approach it as usual, of course, from the spiritual angle. What is the soul? And so what is heartbeat of the soul? Soul is not some vague feeling of love or compassion. No, soul is the being of consciousness, the one who is having awareness, the one who is creating thoughts, the one who is having certain feelings, the one who is having an attitude and emotions, the living being, the conscient, aware, sentient being who is giving life to this body. Before the soul entered the body, it was just a lump of cells in the mother's womb. But when the soul associates with the body, we use the word enters the body, as if operates the body from the center of the forehead. That is when there is movement and there is life. Mother even says, oh, now there is life. And so a very specific entity, the soul, the one who is creating thoughts and having feelings and impressions and memories, the one who is experiencing, that is the soul. Matter doesn't have the power to experience. The body itself, for example, a corpse doesn't have the sensations of heat or cold or hunger or pain or comfort. It is the being who is experiencing the soul. And we use the image of light to indicate the soul. Now, what is the heartbeat of the soul? We know the body has a heartbeat, heart that pumps the blood and gives nutrition to all the different organs, and it makes that the body can be used and moves and there is heat in the body. Now, what is that heartbeat of the soul? There is one function within the soul which we call the intellect. It is our common sense, our wisdom, our ability to discern and decide the truth within the soul. And when there is truth, when that intellect is filled with spiritual wisdom, with common sense, with clarity, then the thoughts are constructive, are positive, or maybe even noble and elevated. And so are the feelings. So the heart of the soul, intellect, the heartbeat is the wisdom that is held. So what would be the essence of all wisdom? Essence of all knowledge that would be like at the heart of the soul. And that is the wisdom of self, the wisdom of what this physical world is all about. And the true self, the soul, where we have come from, whom we belong to, and what is our purpose here on this physical stage. So if that wisdom is there and the intellect can work properly, and then the soul can experience peace, love, bliss, freedom, equality, respect, self-respect. So to nurture that heart, to fill that heart of the soul with that spiritual wisdom, that we are spiritual beings, that we are guests in this body, guests on this planet, that we belong to that invisible dimension, that we belong to a family of spiritual beings, all our souls. And that there is one amongst all those souls who always holds that full clarity, that full wisdom, one who is like an ocean of knowledge, an ocean of wisdom, an ocean of peace, the supreme. And we, human souls, we come into the physical world, associate with bodies, we play out our parts, and we gradually forget who we are. We start to identify with this body and with the part and with objects and things and positions, and we forget. And there is one who never gets into this trap of forgetfulness. And so we can always go back to that one. It's like an anchor for us to return to essence, to origin. So, heartbeat of the soul, flood your mind with spiritual wisdom. Expose the intellect to God's wisdom and God's company. So let's take a few minutes and experiment with this and try and get a grasp of this soul awakening, soul awareness, this heartbeat. So as we step back from everyday life and everyday activities, just for a few minutes, to reflect. Let the thoughts of whatever happened this morning and whatever is going to happen, just let them rest for a moment. No need to think about all of that, and just as if fully become aware of the true self, the inner being. Let the body be comfortable. Relax the hands and the shoulders and the neck. Take a deep breath and just reflect. Who is the one who is using these eyes? Who is the one listening through these ears? Who is the one who is making this body move? Who is the one who is creating thoughts? That is the real self. If you want to use that word I, then use it for that inner being. And a simple image to kind of pinpoint. Tiny star operating from the center of the forehead, a being of light, a being of consciousness. And just withdraw the attention from everything else and as if fill your mind with this image of a tiny star. A spiritual being, one who is a guest in this body. Guest means just visiting. Body is like a guest house for a temporary period. The real self is light. An immortal being, free. A being of peace. A being of love. Just try and grasp this sense of visiting and guest. This body is like an extra gift. Life's experience in this physical world is an extra gift. The real self is this timeless, imperishable, innately divine, living light. Try and grasp that sense of innocence and purity and freedom. Come to that sense of stillness. We need nothing from this world. This being of light, the real self, needs nothing, even from this body. Come, use it, appreciate, play the game. But then we go on. Life is just a series, a variety of experiences. And at the end of the journey, soul will just go home to that dimension of light, a dimension of silence, of stillness, of peace. That world of eternal belonging. The home of souls. The home of God. home of the family of godlike beings of light. And with this awareness, one again approaches, becomes aware again of the dimension of sound and matter in the body and the bodily world. The heart of the soul is beating. If we hold that awareness always of the bigger truth, whilst we're playing the game of human life. So keep that heart of the soul beating. Thank you. Have a good rest of the day with a double heartbeat. Heartbeat of the body, but more importantly, the heartbeat of the soul. Bye-bye.